When you walk through the door after a heavy and exhausting workout, you expect a sweet greeting. You bend down to say hello to your cat. You expect a gentle purr and a warm head rub. But instead, your cat lunges at your legs and attacks you completely out of nowhere. Yes, it is extremely frustrating. It is so easy to think they are judging you, or that they are just angry you left the house today. You might even feel like a bad owner, but behind that sudden and scary aggression, there is something much deeper and more instinctual happening right now. Let us start by decoding what that unexpected and painful attack really means for your relationship with your cat, and why it is not your fault. 1. It was never about your hunting skills. You might joke that they are angry you came back without any prey for the family to eat. But the truth is much more primal. When you exercise, your heavy sweat completely masks your normal natural scent, immediately erasing the smell they know best. By drastically changing your smell, you accidentally erased your own identity. You walked out as their loving human, but you walked back in as a stranger. According to feline behaviorist John Bradshaw, cats rely on a shared scent profile to recognize their family members. Without that specific group scent, you are an intruder. That is not anger you are seeing when they swipe at your ankles. That is sheer panic because their safe indoor territory has just been breached. If they could put their fear into words, it would sound like this. I do not recognize this smell at all. Who are you right now? They are not plotting a revenge attack against you. They are simply trying to defend their home from a giant unknown creature smelling like an outdoor gym. And by the way, if your cat ever completely ignores a major change in your scent, do not brush it off. We will get into that terrifying silence later. 2. They are trusting their nose over their eyes. You stand there in the hallway, clearly looking exactly like yourself after a long and tiring run. You might wonder why they do not just look at your face and calm down. But to your little cat, vision is entirely secondary to smell. Feline sensory biology shows that cats actually use their delicate olfactory system as their primary tool for identification, long before they process the visual information from their eyes. Your familiar face tells them you are their beloved owner, but your intense new scent screams that you are a giant unknown stranger invading their safe indoor territory. They are not deliberately ignoring what they can see right in front of them in the hallway. They are simply believing what they smell above everything else. If they could somehow speak to you right now, their exact words would be this: "My eyes can see you, but my nose screams that you are pure danger." So you should never run directly toward them to calm them down when they look this confused and scared. That will only make the situation much worse. Instead, you must stand completely still where you are. Give their overwhelmed brain a few vital moments to process the conflicting signals between their eyes and their nose. And hey, if this is already lifting some of that indoor cat guilt off your shoulders, hit like and subscribe so we can reach more owners who need this. 3. It is a panic response, not a punishment. You probably think they are angrily punishing you for leaving them home alone for so many long hours. But they are not holding any kind of grudge against you. They are actually experiencing a massive and terrifying adrenaline overload that they simply cannot control. Recent veterinary studies on redirected aggression explain that when cats detect a perceived physical threat, they will instinctively lash out at the absolute nearest moving target. Because you just walked through the door and shifted your stance, that target just happens to be your moving legs. It is a pure, uncontrollable reflex reaction. They are not secretly plotting a vicious attack against you. They are just incredibly overwhelmed by the sensory input and reacting the only way they know how. If they could tell you what is happening inside their head right now, it would be this: I am completely overwhelmed and I desperately need to protect myself. They are begging for distance, not a fight. The best and safest thing you can do for both of you right now is give them some quiet space. Do not try to pick them up or pet them. Let them slowly realize on their own that the giant sweaty intruder is actually their best friend. 4. Your energy is triggering an ancient reflex. You are probably pumped up, breathing very heavily, and moving quite fast right after you finish your daily workout. To you, this is just the great feeling of a good run. But that sudden and intense physical energy is genuinely terrifying to a small indoor predator. Recent research on feline prey drive shows that rapid and unpredictable movements closely simulate the chaotic presence of a much larger and dangerous predator entering their safe space. When you stomp into the hallway with all that remaining adrenaline, you are inadvertently sending out signals of intense aggression. They simply have to respond to it immediately. They are not attacking you out of malice or spite. They are just desperately defending their territory from the chaotic and unpredictable energy you just brought inside. This is not them being mean to you. This is their deep biological instinct completely taking over their tiny body before they can even think about it. If they could somehow put their fear into words, it would sound like this.
I didn't mean to
Your
mess it
fast
up.
movements and your loud breathing are making me very nervous right now. The quickest way to fix this is to always lower your physical energy. Take a deep breath and walk slowly before you even open the front door. 5. They might be smelling a ghost. You probably just went for a long run around the neighborhood streets or through the local park near your house. While you were jogging, your running shoes inevitably picked up the hidden scent marks of neighborhood stray cats or dogs without you ever noticing a single thing. Cats map their entire safe territory through invisible smell boundaries. Their home is entirely defined by familiar scents, which they carefully refresh by rubbing their cheeks everywhere. When you walk back inside bringing the strong scent of an outdoor rival, you essentially become a Trojan horse carrying an invisible enemy straight into their home. When they hiss or swat at your ankles, they are not actually fighting you. They are bravely attacking the ghost of the other animal on your shoes. If they could speak to you, their message would be urgent. There is an intruder in our territory and I must defend our home from it immediately. To easily prevent the stressful reaction, you should always leave your running shoes outside the door or put them away directly into a closed closet right away. Once you remove the invisible threat from their safe space, their panic will fade and your sweet cat will return to their normal loving self very quickly. 6. The terrifying silence. This is the exact moment I promised to explain to you at the very start of this video about that unnerving lack of reaction. If you come home smelling completely different and your cat does not react or investigate you at all, it is definitely not a sign of extreme trust. Veterinary consensus actually warns that completely ignoring major olfactory changes can be a sign of a serious underlying issue rather than just a relaxed and calm personality. It could be anosmia, which is the total loss of smell, or it could be the early and confusing stages of feline cognitive decline in older cats. A healthy and alert cat will always check your scent carefully to confirm it is really you entering their territory after a long time away from the house. If they suddenly stop checking your scent when you walk in, they might be slowly losing their vital senses and feeling extremely disoriented in their own home. This is not them being polite, and it is not them being independent. This is a medical red flag that you should not ignore under any circumstances. If they could somehow tell you what is happening inside their head right now, their worried and confused message would probably sound a little bit like this. I cannot sense the world clearly anymore, and the silent darkness of these fading smells is making me feel very lost and vulnerable without your guidance. If you notice this sudden lack of reaction to your sweaty clothes, please schedule a checkup with your local veterinarian to help them navigate this scary change. So the next time your sweet cat hisses at your gym clothes or suddenly swipes at your ankles, please do not get angry or take it personally. They are not judging you for leaving the house today, and they certainly do not hate you for coming back smelling like a heavy and exhausting workout session. They are just feeling overwhelmed and desperate to find the familiar person they love hidden underneath all that strange and overpowering smell covering your entire body. Because to them, your normal natural scent is not just a smell. It is their safe space. It is their home. It is their safety. It is you.